The first one is the biennium budget adoption and approval of other related budget resolutions.
Great. Thank you, Mayor and Council. So before you all is the biennium 2025 to 2027 budget. I want to say a thank you to our Citizens Budget Committee and to you all as council who have been going through this process over the past month. I do want to highlight for you all the changes to this version of the budget compared to what was passed and recommended by the Citizens Budget Committee, and that is the source of the child care grant funds that was supported by council via motion. And so that is the budget before you all for adoption, as well as the resolutions that accompany the budget that make sure that we can levy taxes and receive shared state revenues. So we are looking for a motion tonight to approve all 4 of the resolutions as pointed out in the staff report provided.
Are there any questions of staff? And I think we can take that presentation down.
Yes.
There we go. Any questions of staff? Councilor Hanson.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you to you very much for bringing this forward. Marianne, I was curious if you could go over the discrepancy in those 2 numbers that we emailed about.
Sure.
Between the resolution and what Citizen Budget Committee, just in case anybody else noticed.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Marianne Berry, Finance Director, and Deputy Finance Director Brent Morrison. The Citizen Budget Committee had approved a budget of $374.16 million. That included 1.5 million that would come from the parks fee, and then an additional 235,000 that would be appropriated for child care grants. The thought was at that time that it would be coming from the reserve fund. However, in subsequent discussions, that was not to be. And so in a subsequent council meeting, we had discussed different sources for the child care grants, and where we ended up landing was that 100,000 was going to come from funds that would be freed from the parks fee back into the general fund, 100,000 that would come from reappropriating from the homeless budget to childcare, and then 35,000 that would come from the community development social grants. The net effect was 135,000 decrease from that approved Citizen Budget Committee balance to what is now in the council packet, a total of 374,021,893 for the biennium 25-27.
Thanks, Marianne.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
You bet.
And just for folks who are watching from home, we have, in addition to the budget resolution, we have the other 3 resolutions that are part of this packet. And just very briefly, can you explain what
Sure.
council responsibilities are in
Sure.
regards to those 3?
Absolutely. So the first resolution is the biennial budget appropriation of what we just discussed. The second resolution, really the second through the 4th resolutions are kind of bundled together. The second is qualifying state revenues, confirming what our state services are so that we can receive those revenues. The third one is marijuana and liquor state taxes that we receive, and it's appropriated in our budget. And the final resolution is to set the property tax levy.
Great. And I would just note that the other 2 recommendations from the Budget Committee in our packet are identified as being worked on already by staff. So we'll be coming together to approve the minutes so that doesn't have to be done 2 years later. And also setting up that biennial budget gathering of the Budget Committee.
That's correct.
So for anyone who was watching that process and is wondering where those recommendations went, those are being actively worked on.
That's
so they
correct.
don't require council action at this point. Are there any further questions of staff? Councilor Duquesne.
So Mayor, we'll be making the motions separately, correct?
We can certainly make them separately. Yes.
There.
It's probably simpler to do that. And it'll probably move faster to do it that way. So we have it in our packet. You see each one is identified 1 through 4, and it is perfectly appropriate to make a single motion per resolution. And if there are no additional questions, then the floor is open for a motion. Councillor Dale?
Pardon me, Mayor, I will interrupt.
go ahead.
We do want to
Oh,
open a
I'm
public
sorry.
hearing. We'll close
We
that.
do have that. Yes. We need to open the public hearing, so I formally open the public hearing. We do have one person who has signed up to speak. Alyssa, has anyone else signed us up to speak since you brought me this? Okay, so Paul Mozina you can come up here to